What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Many men are living a life of make-believe. And it's even deeper than the title, but that would have been like one of those long drawn out titles. I'm getting to that in a second. But real quick, y'all remember last week I had my dear friend Amaadi on and, giving one lady's view of body game, and she talked a lot about posture. She's actually offering posture assessments because somebody hit me up and they said, hey, can she do an assessment? And they actually went through me, got in contact with her, and contacted her, and she did an assessment of them. If you are interested in having Amaadi look at you and do an assessment of your posture, look for my contact information in the description box. And then once you go through that, you can be put in touch with Amaadi. And I'm doing it that way because sometimes, you got some people on some fucked up shit. And I'm very protective of my friends and family. So you got to come through me. But you go through me, contact you, sincere. She'll reach out to you. Or, you contact her. And she can do an assessment of you. And it's reasonably priced, too. Reasonably priced. So, give you an idea what you might need to work on and stuff. Because she is a certified personal trainer and everything. And has a lot of expertise in physiology. Ooh, I gotta get something to eat. I don't eat in the morning. Anyway, right? Anyway, that out the way. Many men are living a life of make-believe. And the primary make-believe they have is to what it is that will attract women to them. And they'll use the word should a lot. Or they'll say, well, I got this great job. Okay. Or I got this or that. And honestly, since all, handsome man videos are very popular, even just being what they consider handsome, right? Because what it is generally is, and this is a normal affliction of the nice guy. Many nice guys have been trampled over, not dealt with, and if they can even get a woman played, but they refuse to see a woman's true nature. And they think, well, I'm going to just keep being nice and a woman will see through the lies of all these other men. And then at some point they become bitter because at some point the truth hits them. And I'm going to tell you what, all it is they don't really understand female nature, or they think a woman should be attracted to them for a particular reason, and they're not. They are not. And it's ironic what two things inspired this. One, on the video yesterday when I had my lovely friend Brittany on there, talking about, her view of body game, right? And invariably somebody in the comments, or somebody else's comments, just said, oh, it's all about income. Even when the other person, we weren't even talking about that. And real quick, because sometimes people get slick and they'll say what they had to say, but under somebody else's comment. Right? And they'll say it real quick because, I got a reputation for catching stuff. I read the replies too. Because usually when I'm taking a shit or something, I had nothing else to do but go through my comments. So, and I'm serious. I'll be taking a shit or something and I'll be going through my comments. You can do that on the phone. You can see every little thing. And, so I'll be reading replies too. Oh man, the power of technology. So, that's the thing though. That's the thing. And then something else though, and this is more in nature. And, just stick with the analogy of it. Like in my front yard, I have, I got a tree, and some people who follow me on IG know I shared some pictures. I had an Oreo, had a nest in there, and 3 baby birds. And I would see it all the time. And apparently other Orioles would feed the child, because I said, wait a minute, different birds trying to feed these children, right? And they'd be up there chilling. So, yesterday I was like editing some, allowing like some videos I had recorded, some regular couch videos to, convert to HD. Incidentally, you watch any of my videos, always watch it in 1080 HD. Always. If it seems kind of blurry, so just go in your browser and convert it to 1080 because that's where they record it. Anyway, right? The thing is, okay, so I'm sitting there chilling. All of a sudden, I saw a big ass crow land on the tree near the nest. I was like, a crow? What the fuck? And then I was like, a crow? I've never seen a crow like that close. I mean, you see them in the area because we got a big old grocery store and they be getting food, but I've never seen it. I mean, it was like, damn, how you get up in that tree? And then it just hovered around, just stood around the nest. And then I said, oh shit. And I was trying to run outside to scare it away, but it had grabbed one of the birds, right? And was trying to take it away, but it managed to squirm out. And then the other two in there like flew out, but they still not at a point they can really fly. And they were just sitting on the ground for a long time. I don't know what's up. I do know a bunch of Oreos came by like in a couple minutes. So I was just like, man. But I thought about that. It's just nature. That's all it is. You might feel bad for the baby birds, but that's just nature. Crows eat baby birds. They'll eat like, eggs and nestlings and everything. And I thought about it's just the way of things. You could be mad at the crow. The crow just doing its thing. It's the same thing with female nature. It's the same thing. It's not evil. See, a lot of guys think, well, they should want me because I'm this good guy and all of that. Or I got money. I'm a good person. I'm a good, insert your religion in there and all of that. And yeah, it plays a role on the social part, but it's a forced social role. Understand, one of the things that's happened, people always talking about modern women, but modern women are free to pursue their nature. It's not evil or anything. Yeah, it's about sex. It's pure primal. They'll adjust it for social reasons just to get along in society, but when they are free, they're going for the guys they find most sexually attractive. Notice I said sexually. Now, you get some guys, they think, oh, well, I got this money, she should like me. She got money too. And that doesn't turn on the woman. If a woman deal with you for money, strictly for money, she's strictly using you. And you better double back home. Shoot, even Brittany said that, yeah, she had it, women looking at the money and everything. But she also made it clear the woman got to be sexually attractive. And I've been saying that anyway, but I said some guys, you got to bring a woman on there. And it's not for my regular crew and stuff, because, I get a lot of guys, they want to find something. In fact, I had somebody hit me up privately on my Patreon. I ain't going to call his name. I think he was sincere. But he was asking if I had changed my opinion because he said in an older video, and I say it all the time, I said, a man shouldn't deal with a woman who don't lust him. And he said, well, has your opinion changed? So I say, hell. Well, I ain't say hell no. I was nice about it. He was nice. I said, no. I said, nothing changed about that. And I ain't say anything to change it. And, I read the situation. Dude probably like some woman who probably ain't lusting. But I'm going to stick with that. You got to have that primal thing in there. It's just nature. When women, and even, I'm going to tell you what, even in situations where a guy think a woman don't know what she want, I'm going to tell you something now, man. Women always know what they want. They always know. They'll just tell a man that they don't know, or they'll say publicly, well, I ain't sure. They know. Only thing is, they just don't want to share. Because if you catch some women who are just brutally honest, it will fuck some men's heads up. It will fuck some men's heads up. And I don't care. You can add all this other stuff. And even a handsome thing. Even a handsome thing. Women can look at a guy and think he's handsome, but not be turned on sexually. Women lead with their womb more than they do anything else. That's a primal thing. That's just nature. And a lot of guys don't want to face that. That's one of the main reasons I talk about body game, because the body is the main thing that turns on a woman. And some guys going to think it's some other shit, but a woman going to have to like your body. You might think some other stuff got her. You might think, oh yeah, it was your mouthpiece and all of that. Nah, the most your mouthpiece did was seal the deal. And yeah, you still need it. But she got to have, at a minimum, she got to be turned on by you sexually. At a minimum. And then a minimum, just be comfortable around you. But even to get to that point, she still got to be at a minimum. Because a woman, she can like talking to you and everything, think you funny, laugh and everything. Yeah, they do it all the time. They call them their brothers, their friends. Those are main guys who get into the friend zone. You talk to any woman who got her like a really good friend, and they'll leave him there, and the guy can't figure out how come he can't get out of that friend zone. Her pussy ain't wet. It is what it is. Seriously, that's it. Hell. And indeed, some women, I've met several women, they wish they'll meet some guy and he'll say, you know what, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. They recognize it. He's actually a good friend, talk. They can admire shit. But if they don't get that tingle, that's it. Seriously, that's just a reality. That's just a reality. Now, many women try to force it. Many women try to force it. Let me be clear on it. And they'll force it all the time, but it's never a good result. That's why I will always maintain, if the woman don't lust you, leave her alone. Seriously. And I know some people say, well, lust ain't important, sex ain't important. They ain't get no pussy like that. And they ain't really been in a relationship. Shit, you go check out all those, and I've said numerous times, do a search on those infidelity forums on Reddit or something like that. And what the women say, dead bedroom. Or how often they say something like, oh, I love him, but I'm not in love with him. All love is lust. But see, all of that, guys don't want to deal with that. They like should, based on what? A woman's logic? Like I just did a video saying women just think differently. And there's no shame in that. They need to think differently. A man shouldn't want to deal with a woman thinking just like him. You're dealing with another man. That's some like emotional homosexuality. Seriously. I'm unapologetic about saying that. That's why ultimately the smart guys know, the smart players, even the pimps know, women choose because they're going to choose who they lust for, and you can't force it. You can't logic them into it. Now, yeah, like I said, they'll still, maybe for survival, maybe societal pressures, they'll deal with a man who ain't turning them on sexually. And you might still have some who will marry him, even though that's diminishing every day, not even year by year, every day. Shoot. That's diminishing. They'll still deal with him, but then that's a dead bedroom. That's a sexless marriage. That's a my bad situation. Seriously, that's what it is. I'm gonna tell you something now. Usually with the women, the best scenario is to turn them on sexually. They lust you, and then the other stuff come in. Like the other stuff still needed. But if you're talking about a woman being into you, a woman not going to cheat on you, oh no, she needs to lust you. Hell, that's even a situation why you got so much paternity fraud. Because you got what you have is a woman might deal with that one guy, like I said, societal, the church says she's supposed to be married, society, all of that. But she'll keep that other guy. Many women do that. They'll keep that other guy for lust. And if any man wants to improve how women responded to him, he need to deal with the lust. No ifs, ands, and buts. Like the first thing is the base is always the body. Now some guys want to say it's the face and stuff. Well, how's that working for guys who need handsome man game? They handsome, right? They don't turn a woman, they don't get a woman wet. They get her attention, but they don't get her wet. There's a difference between attraction and arousal. She got to look at you and want you to be on top. Miss Angel said that. She said a woman got to look at you and want you to be on top. Want you to be on top of her, you under her, whatever. That's how they looking at you. They looking at you like how you gonna be in bed. Shoot, Brittany was breaking that down. And you know, it's not gonna be a specific body type. Depends on what the woman is. Depends on what she like. You know what? I meant to go this other way. Let me see if I can do it. Nah. I meant to go another way. Oh well. Well, that's right. I gotta go this way anyway. Shit. Anyway, right? A woman gotta look at you that way, and that's just the base right there. That's really still the base, you know. But see, what other guys is, they don't want to deal with the base. Or really, I'm gonna tell you what's worse. I'm gonna tell you what the real deal is, though. And I've said this numerous times. A lot of guys don't want to deal with a woman's sexual nature, you know. Because I'll still get pushback when I say women just want to have sex, probably more than men. You know? Hell, a woman can have sex with 3 different men during the day. And just to be clear, just having sex don't automatically mean they're going to be bonded to the man. Cousin T-Tall, who's been with more women than probably 99% of the population, he said it best, sex like a handshake to many women. They don't automatically bond to a man just because he sticks his dick in. Do sex workers bond to every man that every John in? I want y'all to think about that. Sex workers, prostitutes, are they bonded to every single man? Now they have a high count. They have a definite high count and won't give a shit about none of those men. I want y'all to think about that. But even the regular woman on the street, she still want to have sex. Now the thing is, they don't want to have sex with every single man. Hence select and non-select. That's a sexual hierarchy. The select men, they're open to having sex with them. The non-select men, they don't want to have sex with them. It's just that simple. That's the nature. So if a guy think he got all this money and, hey, look, even looks. He can even have looks, even a good body. But women ain't feeling him. If women ain't feeling him, he ain't turning them on sexually. It's just that simple. And a lot of guys can't deal with that. But it's like, dude, we live in a real world. Just like that crow was going for that baby Oreo. That's just nature. And that's the biggest thing now. That's the biggest thing. Women don't have to fake out like they got to deal with a man. They don't have to deal with a man for survival. You know, I saw a quote. It said like in the 50s, only 7% of women had college degrees. 7%. Fast forward to now, I think the number was 42%. It's still more. Like all the colleges, all throughout, you know, more women are getting degrees and stuff now. Now some guys can try to jump on them and say, nah, they had that student debt or something, but whatever, they gonna make some money. So as a result, they don't need men the same way. Now they still need men. Let me be clear on that. They still need men because, well, they still got needs. They still got needs. They still need that hot beef injection. Shit, that's why they be like making male exotic dancers rich. Gigolos rich. I mean, gigolos be getting $600, $700 an hour top ones. Shit. That's why you got kept men out here. That's why you got a lot of guys, shoot, the women sponsoring them. It is what it is. You know? What's that man bringing? He ain't bringing money. He bringing some hot dick. And a lot of guys need to understand that. In fact, I'm going to shout out Master Yao and Yamache Morris in his landmark book, Amamara. He had a story in it called Charles the Invisible Man, who was a total nice guy. He was a total nice guy. And I mean, you know, the women, they didn't like him. They weren't feeling him as a man, like a sexual man, right? They weren't feeling them. The mothers in the neighborhood were feeling them, older women. But the younger ones, they weren't feeling them, right? And just to be Master Yao based this on a story from, it was either 80s or 90s. But just to show you, shit ain't changed. And one part of the story was there was a woman named Elaine Charles wanted to get with. And, he would remember her birthday and be nice to her. He was just a friend. Now, here's the irony. He helped to put some exercise equipment together in her home. And Master Yao said this actually happened. He changed some shit around, but see, he said this part actually happened to somebody. He said Charles helped this woman, Elaine, put some exercise equipment together in her apartment, right? And then the guy that Elaine was actually stroking, Joe Roughneck, came over her place and had sex with her on the exercise thing. And the irony escaped Elaine. It was just like, but that's the nature of things. But then, it's not a bad ending for Charles. What he did, and I ain't gonna get into the particulars of why he did it, but he was advised to hit the gym. He both hit the gym, and he hit the gym, started taking Kung Fu. He started bringing out his masculine nature, started chiseling his body, and women started responding to him very differently. And, and eventually, he had come back to the neighborhood and everything and met up with Elaine. And they ended up getting together, but we wasn't feeling her at first, though. Now, that's the only part I was like, but whatever the case, she looked at him totally different. That's just the thing. All he did was just bring up his manhood and everything. And that's actually a part of body game, just to bring up your manhood. And I've said that before. In fact, on Rom TV in the fall, in September, I'm going to do a series called The Body Game Philosophy. I'm going to really break things down. Stay tuned for that. But here's the thing. You still got to have it. Now, Charles had everything at first. He had a home, money, everything, executive at a company. But he didn't really get the women until he stopped, volunteering at the church for so many church activities and hitting the gym. Oh, yeah, church guy, too. He started hitting the gym. That's what really took him to another level. And that's just the reality. And Charles, he was caught up in that whole, fantasy and make-believe at first. But he started seeing the reality of things. And see, a lot of men just need to do that. If you change, because that's all I'm telling you. But don't get caught up in, oh, well, no, it's just this, it's just this. You know what's funny about guys who do that, too? They never say it from their personal perspective. I'm still waiting for a guy, and I'm gonna call cap if somebody do it in the comments, because I'm gonna think you're lying. But I'm still waiting for a guy to say, well, all I had was money, and I got a happy wife and kids and everything. I'm still waiting, because this guys always say money, 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 but they can't say how it worked for them. They can't use themselves as an example. The pastor sermon is an example, a real life example. I've yet to meet a guy say, oh, it's just the money, and he's getting up. Yeah, he can get a woman, but he better double back home. And when I say a woman, yeah, he can get somebody who'll be there, but those are the main ones be complaining and shit. Hell, those guys will be going into the strip clubs and shit, even though they married, got all that money. They got money. Shoot. They got money. And even when some of them cheat, it's usually with a woman who genuinely finds them sexually appealing. That's the thing. But see, a lot of guys got to just face the reality out here. And see, that's the one thing with me, man. I'm just going to be real with you. I don't care about your sentiments or anything. Because to me, if you're going to keep asking why you having a problem, I'm going to say, because of this. It was like in body game is the most basic thing. And I actually talk about other stuff. Because the other stuff coming in there, how masculine you going to be? Seriously. How assertive you going to be? You know? And as far as money and everything, yeah, that'll come in if you're talking about a long-term relationship. But if a woman really feeling you, man, you could be, if a woman feeling you, man, she'll sponsor you. She'll pay for the date. Seriously. If she want to be she around you, neither one of y'all got money, she'd be all right. She go over your place and sit on that air mattress with you. You know? Watch that old TV that you got. Hell, she might not have that. Y'all might be watching something on a smartphone. But she want, because she understands something. If a woman want to be around you, she just want to be around you. All that other stuff is extra. It don't matter where you go. She ain't worried about doing whatever. She just want to be with you. So, yeah, if y'all go out to some fancy place, yeah, she'll enjoy it. But she's not really enjoying the place. She enjoying you if she wants to be with you. Now, if she don't want to be with you, then you might have some issues. You know? Man, let me open this a little bit. Car stopped, and I got to wait for this post office to open. Get some air in here. But I'm going to tell you what. Got to deal with reality. Because in fact, here's the challenge to anybody who still might doubt anything I'm saying. Here's the challenge. Or you think, nah, it's not it. Oh, it ain't body game. How's what you doing really working for you? And don't say, and look, I'm going to be real, because some people say, well, it's a mouthpiece. The woman wouldn't have messed with you if she didn't like your body. She had to at least tolerate your body. Let me say that again. She had to at least tolerate your body. So, I'm going to tell you what. Just start, you got to just deal with reality, yo. Y'all just got to deal with the reality. Stop lying to yourself. If the shit ain't working for you, if what you doing ain't working for you, stop thinking it's going to work. Seriously. Stop thinking it's going to work. Because if it hadn't been working for you, what make you think it's going to work all of a sudden? I preach body game because it worked. To this minute. Everything I preach, I know worked. If it didn't, I wouldn't be talking about it. And plenty of guys would be in the comments and stuff. They be co-signing. They seen it for themselves. But whatever the case, as a man, you got to just be realistic about what's going on in life, what's really happening. And you know what? Not even just to get women, just for life, period. You got to deal with reality. Men cannot afford to be in a fantasy. And unfortunately, too many men aren't in fantasies out here. That's why look, man, I was going to end this, but look, too many men getting played out here. Online, movies, whatever. Look, I'm just going to say it. I don't even need to call a particular name because there's so many names. I'd be here for an hour calling names if I was even going to do that. But let's just be real. You got male and female content creators playing a bunch of guys, saying this and that, and they laughing through that. They know they saying some bullshit, but they're gonna like play into, oh, something wrong with this woman for not wanting you because you got your money. They know the real reason that woman don't want you. A pussy ain't gyrating. Seriously, I challenge any one of them because they know it. Because I lost count of how many times some women say one thing publicly, or women say something publicly, and then when you get them private, they admit to it. Because that's the real issue. And like I said, women know what the fuck they want. They just ain't going to tell a man. They ain't going to tell a man. And if they in a public space, they going to say it. I always tell that story when I was at a forum. And this woman was arguing with me saying, oh, women wouldn't mess with no young boy, no muscular young boy. Yeah, she said that publicly. Then as soon as we stepped outside, it was just me, her, and some friends who knew she was bullshit. And she was like, damn right, she got a muscular young boy. And she said the rest of the women know what's up too. They didn't want to say anything in front of these men. Learn the real, man. Nature's cold-blooded. Just like that crow going for that baby bird. This is just nature. All right? So anyway, y'all, let me go ahead and get what I got to get. And I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.